looking to speak to Ms. Ann.
I'm she.
Okay, my name is, I'm with Guilford County CPS Services. I'm the social worker that's assigned to your case, and I'm here for your invitation. Do you mind if I come in?
Sure.
Okay. Do you need to look my shoes?
Please.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? You'll
I'm
follow
good.
me. You can sit this way.
Alright.
I'm sorry about that. What's your name again?
My name is Stephanie.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my music down. I was in here cleaning and getting some stuff done. You don't mind gospel music, do you?
Not at all.
Okay. And I'm sorry, but you said you were with
I'm with Guilford County CPS Services.
and who reported my family?
Unfortunately, I cannot disclose that information. I'm here because we received notice that there was an incident. I'm just here for clarification.
Could you give me more insight about the incident? You can't.
Of course. So there was allegations of domestic abuse within the home with your husband,
And who?
just you and your husband, Mr. Peter M.
Okay. Yeah, that's my husband.
Okay, can you explain that situation to me, please?
I don't know what situation you speak of. I don't understand why you're here. This is a surprise to me. And my children, we just had breakfast and I'm cleaning and as you can see, they're watching their shows and stuff. So this is new to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
The reason I'm here today is just to provide you services and assist you on to become to assist you into building like a better case plan and to give you supporting tools to help you not only to become a better individual but to give you some extra parenting skills. But just we all need extra parenting skills. I know like I got some issues with my kids as well.
Yeah, just as a Christian, it's kind of an insult because we take family very seriously and we don't separate family. And when I hear DCSF, it makes me think of separation, and that's not what we believe
Oh
in.
no, ma'am. Our main goal is to keep families together. Now, mind you, your family seems like a great family, but there's no dishonor in just needing a little bit extra help. Okay, so if you don't mind, I am going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
I do want to remind you that due to us only having like a short period of time with this meeting, I understand you're a very busy woman and you do have 2 children. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So this is going to be the first of 2 meetings, and I do need to explain to you that your case is listed as moderate. So as a moderate case, you will receive 2 visitations from me. One in the beginning of the month, which is the one that we're having now, and the one in the middle of the month. And that's something we can schedule at the end of our session. I do want to inform you that we will be discussing confidentiality in your safety plan in our next meeting because we do have such a limited time, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I have no problem with explaining any extra information that you need. Just please ask me. This way you can make sure that everything is clear and understood.
Well, everything in this meeting be confidential because I know you mentioned the next meeting, but you didn't say anything about
Of course,
this.
everything in this meeting will be confidential. However, depending on what you say, I will have to share certain information with my supervisor. That's just policy. However, anything that you do say will stay between you and me and our agency. Now, I do want to explain that with new cases, we can be involved in 90 days or shorter than 90 days. So depending on the progression of this case, you may have me for just 90 days or longer than 90 days or shorter than 90 days. That all depends on the progression of this case. However, the questions that I am going to ask, I just need you to be as open and as honest with me as possible. Okay, so I'm just going to start with, can you explain to me the status of your marriage?
We are separated. My husband is living in a shared space that him and his mom have. She isn't there with him at the moment. He do still stop by after work to see the kids to make sure that, he can see them before they go to bed. He also takes them to school in the mornings because I have work early in the mornings during their school time. Other than that, we are taking necessary steps to get our marriage back together because our main goal was to raise a family and keep our family together. That's what we believe.
Okay, so are you saying that you and your husband are in counseling, or you guys are just communicating via phone, via face?
Yeah, we communicate Counseling has been mentioned, but with everything being so fresh, we are taking small steps at a time. Not really worried about our marriage as much. Our main concern is our children and their safety.
Okay. How is your children, feeling about the separation?
Well, Megan, we call her Meg, she is 3 years old, so she's not really understanding. She does ask questions, mommy, daddy's not home, can play or whatever. Tommy is 7, so he's more observant. He's just like his father. He asks those questions, mommy, are you and daddy fussing? Are we going to get back together? I want daddy to come home. Things of that nature, but for the most part, we are all just adjusting to the new change until we can get back to our regular routine.
Okay. Have you explained to Tommy that, me and daddy are taking some time apart, but we still love each other?
No.
Okay.
As far as he's concerned, daddy works late nights.
Have you explained, I'm sorry, how are the children doing in school?
Great, they are excelling exceptionally.
And you said dad does come late at night to tuck the kids in. Has the children ever gone to dad's to spend the night, or it's just simply dad comes up?
Dad stops by after work. Dad gets off at 8. Give or take traffic, about 30-45 minutes. Kids' bedtime is at 9, so by the time you get here, it's time for bedtime story, good night kisses, and he's back on his way.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys have a good schedule.
We do, definitely.
Awesome. Do the kids get along well?
They do.
Do you know their teachers' names?
Miss Ellis is Meg's teacher. She is at a pre-advanced daycare facility, which is getting her prepared for pre-K and kindergarten. We would like for her to start kindergarten and have to miss pre-K. So she is getting some advanced skills because she is already ahead for her age. Tommy's teacher name is Miss Kendrick. And they have a pretty close relationship. Miss Kendrick calls me if anything. He hasn't had any act outs or anything like that. That's what our main concern was, that maybe we would see some signs of acting out since we're going through our own thing as a family. But he has not let that stop his scholastic aspect of school, so we're happy about that.
You sound like you have pretty good kids.
I do.
Okay, can you tell me the name of your children's school?
They are at Gardner Park, Thomas's, and Meg is at Pre-Advancement United.
And because of pre-K school, there's no grade, correct?
No, because
Okay.
it's not an actual facility with like pre-K, kindergarten, first. It's just a facility that has I want to say 2 to 3 year olds there who are above academically or whatever, they're excelling, and they are getting them prepared for kindergarten since they don't have to go to pre-K.
And Thomas is in what grade?
Thomas is in the first.
Now, does Thomas need an IEP or a tutor at
No.
any point?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. My next question is, who's your support system?
My mom and God
Do you go to church often?
every Sunday.
And do you have any close friends within the church system, or it's just you and your mom?
I'm very close with the pastor's wife. I'm also a part of the deaconess board there, and I was a part of the marriage committee, but since I'm separated, I decided to take a step back, just because I don't want to seem like a hypocrite.
Have you had any run-ins with your church based off your marriage, or are
I
they
haven't.
unaware?
My pastor is aware of what is going on. We have had, prayer sessions and things of that sort with the pastor and the first lady. Outside of that, we try to keep it within our family because we are very private and close-knit, and so that's pretty much where we stand with our marriage.
Okay. Are there any other people that you seek support, such as people you trust to pick up your children if you're unable to do so, or if your husband's unable to do so?
I have a sister.
And what's your sister's name?
Her name is Kayla
Her last name?
Robinson.
Do you have a possible phone number for her?
Sure. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
828-784-2408.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking this information is because after this meeting or in future meetings, we create collateral contacts. Now with collateral contacts, they are just little snippets of either healthcare providers or family members that you trust to speak on your behalf.
Okay.
So with the healthcare providers is something I'm also going to ask you soon. Simply asking, you know, where the children go for their checkups and their dental appointments. When was their last dentist appointment and or checkup, and what is the name of their provider. With collateral contacts, I'm simply just reaching out to maybe your sister or your mom or the pastor's wife, and I'm asking them basic questions of, you know, how's your relationship with you and your husband, how's your relationship with your children.
So, I don't mean to cut you off, but what is your end goal?
To help you basically have a better foundation and to help you, you know, maneuver this situation in a better way.
So would you be speaking with my husband?
Separately, yes, but your husband will not know any of the information that you've given me. Whenever I speak to your husband, is simply based off of what information he's given me, his support system, the people that he's in contact with that may, you know, pick up the kids, drop off the kids, his place of work, and the same information that I'm asking you is the same information I'm going to ask him.
Okay, well, when it comes to my background, I'm not American. I'm Jamaican. So with that, me and my husband, we have different cultural beliefs. So I don't believe in you know, separation and people coming into my home giving insults to my parenting style, because I'm not American and I believe you are American, and so we do things differently. And so with that, I don't feel like I should be judged or somebody should have to come into my house to give me parenting skills because I don't decide to do it the American way. Like, that is very criticizing, and I don't like that.
Well, what I'm going to tell you, which I tell a lot of people, is that not everyone's social works the same. And no one is here to tell you how to parent. I can't tell you how to parent your children. I can't tell you how to discipline your children. All I can do is give you the information that I give all our parents, such as you can't use corporal punishment to parent your children.
And what do you define for?
So corporal punishment is defined as leaving marks and or bruises on children that are visible. So say that you whooped Megan and Megan comes to school with bruises or lashes on her back and legs. That is signs of abuse. That is something that we don't do. That is something that is not allowed to happen because in CPS, we see that as abuse and neglect. So generally, corporal punishment is not allowed. Now you can do timeouts, you can do take away, you can, you know, do one-on-one conversations, just explain like, hey, what you did wasn't right. Can you explain to me why you did this? But again, I'm not in your home and I can't tell you how to parent, but I can tell you that there are certain things that we expect and there's certain things that you can't do.
Well, I will let you know this so nobody else will let you know. I will whip my children as I see fit. I definitely will whip them as I see fit. Some children can understand self-parenting and some cannot. Some children can understand a conversation and some cannot. Some kids are very disobedient and some are not. So, with that being said, when my child does something that I see is not right and that they know better of, I'm not going to whip them off the bat. But if it is a repetitive thing and I see that it is something that is going to disrupt their future, I will definitely discipline my children.
Well, getting off of that topic, as we talked about, healthcare providers and dental providers, can you tell me what dentist provider the kids go to?
They go to Friendly Dental.
And they're both children?
Both children.
And
pediatric dentist.
Their healthcare provider.
They are at Summit Crossman, and they are seeing Dr. Warren.
Okay. And for the dental provider, who's their doctor as well?
Her name is Miss Christine.
Miss Christine. Does Miss Christine have a last name?
I can't think of it off the top.
That's fine. And does Dr. Warren have a last name?
Lauren Butler.
Okay. Do you know when the last doctor appointment was?
6 months ago. They go. The doctor, for the healthcare provider, they go yearly, and then the dentist every 6 months.
Do you know the dates?
Megan had an appointment. Let's see, we are in December. I want to say she went June 21st, and Thomas went the 13th of June, and that was to the dentist. And then for their annual with their healthcare provider, they went August the 8th. One at 8:30 a.m. and the other at 10:30.
Okay. Hi Thomas, how are you? Okay. Oh, you watching your movie? It's okay. You don't gotta speak to me.
He's a little shy.
I get it. I noticed a little mark on his hand. Can you?
Oh yeah, they were at school and he had got 100 on a thing, and she went around and gave them stamp stickers.
I would like to just ask this question.
To me or to my children?
To you.
Are you going to be asking my children questions or no?
I don't want to disturb them.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask
want
if you didn't.
to keep this ball rolling here.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. This is going to be a tough topic, and you've already, explained to me that you're unaware of the incident or the allegations that were made to the agency. However, I do want to mention that there was a police report, actually 2 police reports, back in December of 2017 and October of 2019. Can you just explain what those police reports were about?
Well, this is my husband, so let me put him on a brief hold so we don't have any interruptions. 2019, 2024. I don't recall who I made those. I called the police or.
The system just states that there was an incident and that there was a report on those 2 dates.
Did they come to my home?
I believe so.
I can recall the 2019. I believe my husband, he had went out and maybe had one too many to drink, or I think he was overstimulated or something in that sort, and he was just here just being a disturbance. I couldn't get help getting the kids down. He was just like very loud, and I was a little fearful, so I wanted to call just to feel, a little more secured. And, by the time they got here, a little bit before they got here, he had calmed down and, did that. So that was fine. And then the other incident was, I don't want to say he got physical, but I was cooking dinner for the family, and he kind of grabbed my arm a little too tightly, and I bruised a bit. And we've worked through that though. We went to the church and we prayed, and He's asked God for forgiveness, and we made an amendment that when things get rough, that we would not get physical. So that's why I'm still kind of lost on the allegations that's been brought upon us today, because we've had no answer.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Ann. And I just want to leave a couple of little paperwork with you so we can go over it in our next session.
Okay.
This is something that I will have filled out during our next meeting. Basically going over the things that we've already talked about, such as, the children, their school, their grade, their teachers, the list of their providers, the locations, the last appointment and next appointment. So because, you've gave me majority of that information, I'm able to, type it up. So you can look over that.
Okay.
And then here is a consent agreement. This agreement just allows me to either talk to the healthcare providers and to request their medical records, just to make sure that they're going to their annual doctor's appointments and they're going to their dentist appointments, and or me being able to visit them at school, just to talk to their teachers, just to get a better understanding of the children and how they're going to school or anything else like that.
Okay, I don't want to agree to this one. I don't like the fact that you can go talk to my children while they're at school. That's a learning environment, and I don't want teachers and other students to look at my kids differently because I have an outsider come and pull them out of class. But what I will consent to is that if you would like to have the school social worker, maybe do a check-in once a month until this goes over, that is fine. But I don't think that it's y'all's business to know what's going on with them, like doctor's appointments and what's that say, therapy, and that's just too much for them. They're too young to even understand. So if you want to talk to your agency and see about the school social worker, I may agree to that, but I don't agree to this.
Okay, so I'm going to leave this with you anyway, just so you can look it over and have a better understanding of it for yourself.
I'll just put this at the bottom.
Okay, and right now what I do want to do before we end our session is schedule our next meeting. So because we are here, sorry, I get my calendar together. So today is the 5th, correct?
Correct.
And the meeting is going to be in the middle of the month. So I am free on the 16th, the 18th, and the 19th. What day works for you?
I'm actually not free none of those days because we have prayer meetings. Let me briefly just go. Let me see my schedule. Yeah, okay, so I have prayer meetings, and then we have a revival out of town. So maybe, do you have anything for maybe January? I'm saying that I'm free maybe the 13th.
Unfortunately, that is not within our 2-week period because we have to have 2 visitations per month. So it has to be in December.
Okay.
We can do an earlier date if that's better for you, or a
Yes,
later date.
let's do that because those after the 12th I'm pretty booked. Are you available? Let's see, maybe the 11th.
The 11th. At what time?
Noon.
Okay, that works.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, you're in my books, and I will see you on the 11th.
All right. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Also, let me read you my card. Unfortunately, I don't have no cards on me, but I can leave you my phone number if you need to get in contact with me about anything. If you feel like you have any additional questions for me, please don't hesitate to call. I'm going to provide you also with my Guilford County email.
Okay. And I would just really appreciate it if you, like when you speak with my husband, you not give him like, anything frantic or, I don't want him to be worse.
Of course. again, like I said, none of the information you share with me is going to be shared with your husband.
Okay, I just don't want anyone to be upset.
And here you go. That's my contact information. And you guys have a lovely day.